from 334 Bama Boy. Snoop actually caught a body in real life. Yeah, I mentioned that. Maybe you posted that before I mentioned it and talking about Snoop. From Big L X Squad, why are you wearing that suit? It's 85 degrees out here, and you trying to look like Pat Riley. Look the part, be the part. Prop Joe. That's right. Let me say it again like Prop Joe would say it. God rest the dead. Why are you wearing that suit? It's 85 degrees out here, and you trying to look like Pat Riley. Look the part. Be the part. The great Prop Joe. Yes, sir. Y'all know another thing about The Wire, and this is crazy, another thing about The Wire. So I mentioned Jamal Cox earlier, my brother's probably best friend that played with him at Georgia Tech, being from Baltimore. And you notice how in The Wire, several times when, it was a rap and the person knew it was a rap and they were about to die, they didn't, break down and bitch out and start crying like a woman or whatever, man, that got slapped. Like I probably would do. Think about this now. There were several times, occurrences in that series where somebody got the drop on another person, and the person that knew they were about to die, they just took it like a G. Like that was the game. Like, same thing happened with Stringer Bell when Omar and Brother Myzone caught up with Stringer Bell. Like, Stringer Bell was like, go ahead, just do it. Like, he didn't, break down and beg for his life or anything like that. You remember when Chris got Snoop at the very end? And they were in that car? And Chris was like, or Snoop was like, she looked in the mirror. You remember she looked in the mirror and she was looking at her braids and she was like, how I look? Right before Chris pulled the trigger and blew her brains out. Several times, they took it like this was just part of the game, and the next part of the game is I'm going to die. And I asked Jamal about that. He was like, that's true. It's kind of like the street code in Baltimore where if you know you about to die, it's no use to grovel and get on your knees and beg. If you part of the game, this is part of the game. And they basically just sucked it up and no emotion at all and just took a bullet to the skull. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Not Chris. You're right. Dre Wells. That wasn't Chris. That was Michael. Who is Chris? Who is Chris? I can't remember. But yeah, Michael. And I think I said Chris earlier in talking about Michael. So Michael was basically, the way I kind of looked at it, is he was about to be the new Marlo. He was about to be the new, big dope dealer or whatever on their neighborhood or whatever. And, so Michael had the gun to Snoop, and Snoop looked in the mirror and was like, how I look. And I saw somebody posted it earlier. Yeah, Tiffany Poole in Portland. Mike responded, you look good, girl. Which, first of all, for a long time, I didn't know Snoop was actually a girl. But that's neither here nor there. He was like, yeah, you look good, girl. And then he pulled the trigger. And that was it. Like, she didn't go crazy and beg for her life. Once again, like I may have. Please, nigga, don't kill me. I got a family. I got kids. Please, nigga, don't kill me, please. Yeah, right. Please don't kill me. But that was a theme. And there was a couple more like that it happened like that where, they knew we were about to die. Oh, same thing happened with Prop Joe. Remember how they got rid of Prop Joe? Remember how they killed Prop Joe? Marlo and his boy snuck up on him and came through the back door. And, so Chris was Snoop's running mate, who was brutal. That's who Chris was. So Mike was the one that killed Snoop. But anyway, you remember how they got Prop Joe? Same way. Prop Joe tried to strike a deal at the very end with Marlo and them, but they were like, nah, we ain't cutting no deals. And Prop Joe was like, all right, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. He didn't cry. He didn't bitch. He didn't moan. He didn't drop on his hands and knees and beg for forgiveness. From Al, we like rest. Thompson, Doug sound like Pinky. I got a girlfriend and a wife on the side. Don't kill me, young blood. No, don't kill me. Right. Don't kill me. That's exactly right. I just saw that last week, as a matter of fact. Friday 2 or 3 or which whenever it was with Pinky. Right. That would have been me. Yeah, don't kill me, young blood. Big Apple Bastard. Chris was Snoop's partner in crime. Marlo, top hitman. Right. Right. Chris and Snoop roll together. They did all of the dirty work. Like pretty much Chris and Snoop were Marlo's goons. Oh. Classic scene with Chris, man. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We having wire flashbacks. We reminiscing today. Man, when Chris beat the living shit out of the dude that was molesting that boy, or allegedly, that's what they made you believe, is that he was molesting the dude, which me and the wife talked about that, and they never really went into detail about that storyline. But it kind of came across that Chris may have been molested or something when he was young. And so he just had nothing but utter, disgust for anybody that did that to kids. And Chris beat this dude with his bare hands that allegedly was they kind of made it seem like that he had done something, like that towards Michael. They never really came out and really talked about it in detail, but Michael told him he wanted to get rid of this dude. And Chris, just one of the most savage scenes from the series, just hit this guy literally 100 times. Right, with his bare fists. Oh, me and the wife were watching that. I remember when that happened, when that scene happened. Me and the wife, after 25 blows, me and the wife were like, what the hell is wrong with him? Oh, man. Me and the wife was like, whoa, my gosh, that was an incredible scene as well. And all of these scenes you can look up on YouTube, but if you haven't seen The Wire, you need to go and watch it, first of all, from the beginning. And the fact that we telling you all these little parts, it's not going to take away from how great it is. Just trust me. And if you haven't seen The Wire, first of all, shame on you. Yeah. From Wody, Ninjaville, Weedman, 504. He said, yeah, he was molested when he was young. That's why it struck a nerve. Yeah, had to have been. They never really detailed and, gave like a flashback of when he was growing up, and that's why it was. But you kind of got it from the way he beat the living shit out of that dude. From Tiffany Poole in Portland, Cheese Wagstaff and Randy Wagstaff, snitching Randy. Coincidence? Cheese Wagstaff, Randy Wagstaff, snitching Randy, coincidence. Might not be a coincidence. Yeah, I never even thought about that before. But Randy, who I felt sorry for a lot of times, he got caught up in bad situations. I don't think Randy was actually, and I can't even remember the exact storyline to Randy, the little kid. So it was Randy, Michael, and what's the little kid that we just talked about? That's probably a crackhead right now. Him, Dookie. And Randy had a real tough way to go in and out of foster homes and shit. Wody, Ninjaville, Weedman, 504 said, I read that whole theory about Snow 2 seasons before they revealed what happened. Them damn GOT nerds predicted the whole thing with R plus L equals J. From Big Apple Bastard, he molested Michael and he took the food stamp card away from Michael, both deadly violations. Oh, yeah, I do remember the whole thing about the food stamp card. You think that's why Chris killed that guy so violently? Because his food stamp card got taken when he was a kid, too? That ninja, I'm looking at your profile pic, that ninja. Good morning, that ninja. He says, I've never been molested and I would beat the child molester to death. Too, I guess he's saying. No, I'm not saying that that it was wrong that he beat the dude to death. But if you've seen that scene, it's how he did it. I mean, there's this thing called overkill. It's almost like killing a damn fly with a damn sledgehammer. He beat this man so bad. Oh, it was crazy. And I mean, it was real authentic. Like, it really looked sincere. He did a hellified acting job on that scene. The emotion in him, man. from Big L X Squad. Little kid killed Omar, and that corner store wild. It's crazy, man, how that happened. Me and the wife were watching, and when it happened, you remember how it happened. If you listen to the Doug Stewart Show, if you remember how it happened, me and the wife literally jumped in our chairs. Like it came from nowhere. When it happened, we literally, oh! And that was it. That was it. Which is another great thing about HBO series in general, and The Wire in particular, is that it was real. Like, this ain't no TV show, and, maybe this guy's a star, which I really respected. They killed off Stringer Bell. When they killed off Stringer Bell, everybody in America thought that the series was going to go downhill, and it did not. And basically the symbolism in that is you may have a big-ass role and you may have an important part in this whole, quote-unquote, the game, but you very easily at any time can be taken out, being in this line of work. Stringer Bell, never thought they would do it in a million years. Stringer Bell ass was out real quick like. And same thing happened with Omar, even quicker. You didn't even see it coming. And I guess that's a direct reflection on that lifestyle. I guess. Wow.
When Tupac was around, he wanted to raise a nation of thugs.
There's no fanfare, nothing like that. You just died.
I think it's only right for me to raise a nation of bruh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Frank Cole, Ernest Chess, Oscar Cooper.
Hey, wow. I could actually do a show where we discuss The Wire. The merits, the symbolism, the greatness of The Wire. Let me think about that for a minute. As big of a role as Omar had in that series, I guess the point was, this is how fast it happens. And I guess the smaller point is you got to always, no matter what in that life, you have to keep your head on a swivel. Hey, thank you for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to my producer, Waterhead Walter, Poe Politicking, Brandon Butler, the consultant, John Gorenfall, the web guy, the engineers, Dwayne Masson, Gerald Oliveri. Thank you guys for doing what you do. And a special shouts out to the Stewies, man. Without you, there is no me. Thank you very much for tuning in.
We gonna hold it down.
All right. So, I haven't really teased it a lot today, but coming up next, man, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, my man Jeff Fox with the Jeff Fox Show coming to you live from Miami, Florida. So stick around a little bit later tonight, 8 p.m. tonight. Kesey with the Kicking It with Kesey show right here on WSME. I will be back tomorrow, same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.
When Tupac was around, he wanted to raise a nation of thugs. But I think it's only right for me to raise a nation of bruhs. Frank Cole, Ernest Chess, Oscar Cooper, Edgar Love, 4 founders, sons of blood and thunder. I'm wrecking for the Q, I know it make you wanna. Frank Coleman, Ernest Chess, Oscar Cooper, Edgar Love, 4 founders, sons of blood and thunder. I'm wrecking for the Q, I know it make you wanna. I'm always in the queue, but you ain't know. I'm resolute to the boot, you don't give me though. In that pack over there, that my dog team. Before I came out the womb, I had purple dreams. Schizo, that my line name. And A the Mule, that my chain gang. From my yard to any yard, I put that on my life. The Q's going hard. A whole nation full of bruh. Do your duty, lift it up. This ain't about yourself, ain't about your kids. Jail as a unit, and we gon' run the